Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on my program. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you are joining me from any part of the world, I thank you very much for your contributions on this channel. Please kindly subscribe if you have not subscribed, and also click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. In this channel, I bring information to your doorstep. I bring news from all channels, from every angle. Things that have to do about the world, things that have to do about Africa, more especially Nigeria. I bring it to your doorstep. Some information that you ignore, some information that you cannot be able to come across, I look for them, I bring it to your doorstep for you to see. Every video you see on this channel is for educational purpose.
It is Muhammad's predecessor, Justice Walter Odoge, who was forced out of office on what he described as false allegations, which remain unproved till today. Even though Justice Muhammad claimed to have resigned on the grounds of ill health, but it took the action at a time 14 justices of the Supreme Court wrote to him a letter to voice out their observations about the descriptive state of affairs in the Apex Court. Some political watchers say Justice Muhammad's resignation was a face-saving move. And on the program tonight, our focus will be on the Nigerian judiciary. This is with reference to the report that the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Tanko Muhammad, has resigned. Some say his resignation may not be connected with the petition written by 14 justices of the Supreme Court a few days ago.
The resignation of the Honorable Justice Tanko Muhammad, former Chief Justice of Nigeria, represents a new paradigm shift in our democratic experimentation. It breathes a fresh and refreshing air into the very dirty audience table of our public life generally. It shows that you must not hold on to power at all costs, even when all indices show that you should vacate office. It shows that a public office is a public trust, entrusted by the people under section 14 of the Constitution to the public office holder, and that when the signs are there that you are no longer needed, or that you have outlived your usefulness, or that there are certain events and situations that warrant that you must go, you should go. I want to praise the former Chief Justice of Nigeria for showing this paradigm shift, for opening up new and fresh vistas into how public life persons should behave.
7 days ago, some lawyers talked on the implications of the petition written by 14 justices of the Supreme Court against the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Tanko Muhammad, and they spoke on this program. The 68-year-old Muhammad Tanko has been the Nigeria's top judge in the last 3 years, but at the earlier hour of the judiciary in the elections in Nigeria. Now, the suspension of Justice Odoge then broke international human rights standards on the independence of the judiciary and the separation of powers. His resignation comes barely 7 days after rare complaints by 14 at Nigeria. That's 14 of Nigeria's 16 Supreme Court. I'm talking about the person of Justice Tanko Muhammad. These Supreme Court justices wrote a petition over a number of welfare and logistical issues, including a lack of research assistant and inundate accommodation leaked, which was this memo was leaked in that memo where they submitted the petition that they would leaked into the media. And the justice's letter of complaints to to Justice Muhammad is the first in the court's nearly 60 years history. It raised concerns regarding legal research assistance provided to justices, erratic electricity supply to the courts, allegedly discrete work vehicle given to justices, several of which were claimed to be substandard, and a lack of internet in their residence and chambers. Therefore, what does this development portray for the judicial system? Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has sworn in Justice Olukayode Ariwola as the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria. The new acting Chief Justice of Nigeria was sworn in on Monday at the council chambers of the State House, Abuja, at a ceremony attended by his brother justices. Ariwola, the most senior of the Supreme Court justices, succeeds Justice Mohammed Tanko, who suddenly resigned on Monday morning, allegedly on health grounds.
Earlier today, I received a letter from the Honorable Justice Dr. I. Tanko Mohammed, CFR, Olukayode Ariwola, JSC, being the next most senior justice of the Supreme Court. Of course, we have done that. As acting steadfastly committed to the oath of allegiance which they all subscribe to as contained in the 7th schedule to the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. Our nation is approaching a critical general election in 2023. The judiciary must not do anything to fail the ordinary people of Nigeria, which may make them lose confidence in the judiciary. Thank you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Well, this is our focus on the program tonight, but let's quickly go to INEC before we introduce our guest joining us to take a look at the implication of the development within the judicial of government in Nigeria. I have a couple of lawyers and we also have yes, that's on the INEC chairman received the UN envoy for Africa, and they came to Nigeria to tell the INEC chairman that they were solidly behind a peaceful and successful credible election in 2023. And the INEC chairman also used the opportunity to reveal to the visiting UN envoy that Nigeria
million registered voters. But Nigeria is 1 out of 15 countries in the sub-region. But the total number of registered voters in the other 14 countries put together is 73 million, meaning that Nigeria has 11 million more registered voters than other countries in the sub-region put together. So each time Nigeria conducts a general by Nigerians. So I want to assure you that we'll leave no stone unturned in ensuring that our elections continue to get better and better, and the democratic environment increasingly consolidated.
Right, just like we said, let's quickly get a short break now to see if our guests in the Zoom are ready. If they are, maybe we'll just start the program. Okay, but let's start by just introducing the guests we have in the studio. We have our regular guests in the studio here, 2 lawyers. I have 2 lawyers here, barrister. You know, one of them was here last week, and he said that he will go right for the CGN to resign, that he will write a petition or he will go to court if the man refuses to resign. That this time, this lawyer is also here. He was here last week talking about Barrister Maxwell Okpara. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You said that the man has to resign.
Of
otherwise
course, yes, of course.
That you're already compiling your petition.
No, a letter was, I gave me a private letter.
A private letter
yes.
advising him to resign.
Yes.
Okay. And with him in the studio is another lawyer, but is a lawyer who is an executive of the Edo State government.
Thank you.
He is the Commissioner for Information and Culture, Youth and Culture. Yes,
and, information
and
no communication and orientation.
I'm used to words obtainable in
information can be used interchangeably with communication and orientation.
Yeah. So that's the Commissioner in Edo State, Barrister Andrew Enwata. Thank you, Barrister, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and good evening to our viewers at home.
Yes, they are not just the only people who will be having these 2 yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Adoniran, for coming on the show. Thank you, Mr. Adoniran. Can you hear me?
Thank you so much, Mr. Adoniran, for coming on the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Welcome to the program. All right, let's first of all hear from the lawyers and let's know. Okay, Barrister Maxwell Okpara, let me just quickly find out. How do you feel with this development?
Well, if it's in a Western world, this shouldn't be a news. Something that is expected somebody to do. One, on the issue of health grant, everybody knows since last year, it has been rumored and confirmed that CJN has not been feeling well. Then secondly, which is the most important one, a protest letter, a petition, because that letter is a protest letter, that letter is a petition, that letter is a sack letter, asking him to leave, impliedly, though it was not expressly written, that we have lost confidence in you. We are talking about 14 out of 15. So he has no option than to throw in the towel. And of course, as if that one is not enough, a lot of judgment. You can see what is going on in our judiciary now, that a native doctor, a lawyer who is a traditionalist, is wearing his native doctor.
I have that video.
Yes, Chief Macron.
We have it, and we're going to put it on Nigerians to see.
Now, some people now say that they are going to wear their children with the wire gun and whatever to school. So these are the issues that are coming up from Springcon under his leadership. So whichever way you look at it, I think it is the time. This is the right time for him to leave, and he did the needful. I think I have my respect for him on that particular ground. That's where we expected our president to emulate. This is what the president should have done. I think he was the person that swore him in today. I heard him say,
out of 15 wise men, sent him a letter, and that was the vote of no confidence on his leadership, that they raised issues previously.
if you are saying the man respected it, what they are reporting is that the man on health grounds.
We're Nigerians. With profound respect to Joma, we are Nigerians, and we know that in this country, when one thing happens, you choose the route to follow.
Okay.
I came to Abuja by air. Others came by road.
Because they can't afford it.
Of course, you talk about affordability, but for him to have resigned, it means that he has done something that is honorable, right? We know that some time ago, he had a COVID issue that made him to travel, and by the time he returned, it was okay. He has been discharging the functions of his office. We know that if 14 of your colleagues pass a vote of no confidence on you, it has implications. And they even made it public. You know, if it was a secret,
was it public or
with profound respect, when you do a letter to a public officer, it is no longer a private issue, right? It was not a love letter, as it were, but that the fact that it came out and they claimed that yes, they admitted that yes, we did this. They didn't come out to deny. And in response, the former CJN now said, it is not good to dance naked in public. He would have preferred that they dealt with it as a family affair. And if I were in his shoes, just the way he resigned, I would have resigned, because 14 is a very huge number out of 15. And coming back to what I said earlier, I think he should be applauded. But for the issues that led to that letter, I think it's most unfortunate. Okay. It explains one thing, just the way my former constitutional law lecturer, Michael Zukume, noted that was clean this audience table.
Yes.
The same reason that made a lawyer to be dressed like a masquerade or a juju priest. I think there's need for us to now look inwards to see how we are coming with that.
But let's go to Mr. Adeniran. Thank you so much for remaining with us on the program.
The pleasure is mine.
Thank you. And it seems we already have our Rafsanjani joining us there. Thank you, Mr. Rafsanjani, for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much.
All right. Let's start, Mr. Adeniran, because he said cleaning the audience table. That was the same phrase used when the judicial system was under what some people call threats, because